Coming up on this episode of Taking It to Dr. John Carroll, part 2 with That Chick Angel. We talk about the NAACP Image Awards, which are coming up, and how she has gone from not only winning the awards to hosting and calling out the names herself with her husband, Marcus. So stay tuned. Taking Notes with Dr. John Carroll. The second part I wanted to talk to you about is that you have become, in my mind, Miss NAACP Image Awards. You have won them. You have taken part in hosting them and making the rollout look pretty. And so I want to start with your most memorable NAACP Image Awards moment.
Ooh, typically I would say winning the social media personality of the year, because that is a hard one to be nominated in, and then even harder to win. And it was David in 4 Goliaths, but little David came out on top, thank God. But I would say I hosted the red carpet while pregnant with my last child. That's probably the most memorable. So my relationship with the Image Awards started years ago when I would host I hosted their luncheon, their nominee luncheon, and then I would host the red carpet for their digital content at the award show. And the first year I did it was great. The second year I was pregnant. Stomach was all the way out here. I got my little pretty red carpet dresses. And it was just to jump from being someone who believed that no one would hire them if they were pregnant, to becoming someone who would work all the way through her pregnancies and on camera. Not like, okay, we can have you in the writer's room. Right. But like, for me, that was a evolution in how, one, I saw myself as still being useful while creating life, and two, how much the industry had kind of changed. That like, okay, you don't just want to hide us in a corner once we've decided to make a child. Right. You're now seeing that we can. Our talent has not gone anywhere. Right. Like I wasn't a Navy SEAL. I was an actress. Like the talent is still there. I just have a belly out here to my daggone knees. So. That was great. I really enjoyed that. I did. And I felt really confident. Like, you can have a lot of body dysmorphia, being somebody who works in front of the camera, feeling like, oh God, I'm too big. I'm too this. When I'm pregnant, I don't care how big I am. I'm just like, yup. And I got this baby in me, and this baby is growing. I don't care how many pounds I weigh. So that was also, I felt really beautiful. I felt powerful, and I felt like I could take up with however much room I wanted to take up on that carpet. So yeah.
I love that NAACP offered that space, and they continue to offer you space. So what will you be doing this year? Because I just saw YouTube with you and now your co-host.
Yes,
like built-in co-host.
I know this really was like a surprise. So I have worked with the NAACP multiple times, in the Image Awards multiple times. I have been asked to host their virtual creative honors, which is a huge honor. That is the award show where they announce most of the awards, because they only air 8 in the live show, and then they only present, I want to say 10 or 12 at the dinner, but they have like 80 awards. Like it's huge. So they were like, first, because me and Kevin are a popular duo, they at first were trying to see if me and Kevin could do it. Kevin is on tour. I was like, I am available though. We are not a package deal. Right. Thank you though for considering us together, but I am still available. So then they went to hire this other guy who is a very popular, who I was excited to be able to try to work with. His schedule kept changing, and so they were moving the shoot date. And then finally somebody in that room was like, why don't we see if Angel can host with her husband? And so they only have my email though. So they emailed me and they were like, hey, we wanted to see if your husband might be available to co-host with you. And I was just like, for me, it's so strange when you realize God hears even your quietest prayers, because I had been saying I really wanted to do more hosting things with my husband. I host all the time without him, but I wanted to kind of fold in more of us doing stuff together. One, he's become so much more polished. In the beginning of him becoming, like 2021, when he retired, he still had a lot of rough edges, which sometimes rough edges are great because people are like, oh, it's so authentic.
It's a character, right?
Yes. However, when you are on the clock and people are paying you,
Hit
they
the
also
mark, say the words.
Yes, they need some polished to it. So, and I'm like, yes, it is now time. So, when he saw it, he was nervous as heck. He was like, oh my God, because he's never done teleprompter work, and teleprompter work is very hard if you've never done it before. And especially for both of us, we both and two of our sons have dyslexia. So it's just like, you got these words moving around. You want us to read it correctly and you're not moving at the speed. So he was like very nervous, but we did it. And for me, it was just like, yes, I can now see the path that we are creating. And I don't think a lot of people are on this path. I don't think there are a lot of married couples that are purposefully trying to create a path together. And I don't think everybody should. I think it's great when one person has their own, the other person, and then you all have each other as a safe haven. But I'm like, no, I see us doing a path together. And this kind of is just another step in it. So yeah, we're going to be hosting a 2-night virtual award show for the NAACP, and we actually have to announce our category because we're nominated for our podcast. So we will either be announcing that we lost or that we won, and we have no idea.
And this will be live.
No, we
taped
actually
it already.
We've taped it, but we had to announce everyone as a winner, so we don't know who. So it's like, and the winner is Dr. Carroll,
wow. So
and the winner is
do all 5.
Yes. And they will
multiple.
plug in. That's how long we were there for every category.
Holy cow.
We almost did 60 categories, and we had to announce every nominee as the winner in every category. Oh yeah. It was
Hope there was
insane.
budget for that.
It was insane. My husband was so happy when they said, and that's a wrap on Angel Marcus. He was like, oh God, it was a lot. And it was so funny. The writer was like, we need to hire only podcasters to do this. He was like, I can't believe y'all's energy never went down. And I was like, oh yeah, we're used to, I said, I have had to shoot 4 podcasts in one day. I was like, other than maybe my voice starting to fatigue,
Right.
I'll fake the energy until the cows come home.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is exciting. And then I get to, because I am the reigning 2024 social media personality of the year, I will announce the winner of that category at the dinner on Friday. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. What do you think in these times about the NAACP and its place in recognizing us and our culture, at a time when there's a pullback, right?
Rollbacks everywhere, huh?
100%.
Yes. It's always had the same position, and even now, so like you said, it's even more important. While I understand, because I too sometimes want the recognition from others, right, from the things that we've considered to be the gold standard, right, in our industry, but there are a lot of people doing a lot of good work that will never get recognition from these other institutions just because they choose to ignore us. Mm-hmm. It has to be something very specific in order for them to be like, oh, right, that's something provocative. We love that. So I think having something in our space that acknowledges people, Black people specifically, but also people of color that are doing good work, just because it's not like, what was that, The Revenant, where that man died with a bear? What is that man's name? Leonardo DiCaprio. Uh-huh. That was one of the most boring movies I have ever laid my eyes on. Ever. It was awful. And I said, oh, these white people going to eat this up. I said, they going to love this. They love some good, watching some bread become stale type of movies. Okay. Now, you tell me that this is Oscar worthy. And I think Leonardo is a wonderful actor. 100%. So this is not to tear down what he's doing. You can't tell me that this is the creme de la creme, and me also believe that you're going to see something that we create that has more color and more personality, and I think you're going to have the same type of respect, because you're right, telling me you don't want no salt. on your food.
100%.
Right here. You don't want no seasoning. You don't want no Lowry. You don't want no Zatarain. You don't want none of that. No hot sauce. So I don't know why I would think you're going to appreciate this thing that has 50 million, this gumbo that has all these flavors in it. It's going to give you heartburn. That's why you're not going to give it the recognition. So while it'd be nice, one day I might be in something without salt, and I hope you appreciate it. But while there's people creating gumbo, while there's people creating all types of stews and stuff over here, I'm glad there is a organization that's like, but we're going to recognize you. We see what you've done, and we want to tell you thank you, and we want to tell you good job. So, yeah.
What's your favorite part of, let's call it a weekend, even though it spans over like 2 weekends, but there's, like you say, there's the brunch that people celebrate, there's the live show, there's the dinner that has some of the other ones. So between those three, which is your favorite? What is your favorite part of participating in NAACP events? The
brunch or the golf tournament, because that's one of them too. Anywhere I'm not having to wait to hear if my name is called or not. Because as much as I want to be like, it's fine. You know what? You don't need the validation of anyone. You have done the work. You don't need anyone to say your name. It's still like very much so like, wait, are you going to say my name?
Right. Are you going to say my name? Maybe?
Maybe, please. And it's hard for me not to let my feelings like bubble. I remember at the dinner last year when I didn't know if I was going to win. Now, mind you, I'm up against Drewski, who is an amazing content creator. He's insane as well, but in a good way in his content. Keith Lee, who has changed people's lives literally 100%. With a taste test. Lene Vinny, who is probably one of our best political thought leaders and really like one of the few that I actually listen to and like really am like, I will take your advice. I feel as though you have done the work and studied for me to trust what you're saying. Yes. And then Terrell Grice, who has been creating, he's an OG on YouTube, one of the few people who was creating content back when I was creating content, who has really turned his content into something that people from traditional Hollywood and music now, like, they're waiting for his call. They want to go on his show. So I'm up against these people. And then there's me, who has her husband throwing her up in the air, who's talking about one margarita and I'm going to put it in my pussy. Like, so it's just like, okay. And because it's a show that's voted on by the fans, I was like, I'm going to have to mobilize my fans like no other. And I did 3 lives a day for an entire month. So I went live 90 times to remind people to vote, while also being on tour with Kevin and printing out QR codes that I've held up on stage to make everybody in the audience take out their phone and vote for me while they were in the theater. When I tell you I said, my slingshot to take down these giants has got to be a little bit bigger than what David's was. It was, when we got to that day, I could feel myself getting emotional because I was nervous, and I'm not usually that girl. Right. But it was because I shamelessly fought to try to win. Hey. I was just like, this is now or never. And I said, I want it so bad. So the fact that I won, I was just like, whew. Oh, but it had, oh my God, my stomach, again, bubble guts. My stomach was in knots. I sweat out my hair. We weren't even dancing. I was sweating because I was so nervous. So I don't enjoy that part. Put me out on a golf course where I'm terrible, and that's fine because nobody's looking at me to be good at golf. Right. Or take me to the nominee luncheon where they're not announcing anybody and I just get to have food and be entertained, and I'm fine. The rest of the stuff, yeah, I'm good. I don't have to be there.
Yeah, the luncheon is very nice. Every time NKG has been nominated, I look forward to that. Of anything like she could go to the award by herself, as far as I'm concerned, because the brunch is just everybody gets to affirm each other. Like,
yes.
And everybody gets their certificates, and it's just a nice celebration of us. Like, we all have produced this work, we made it into this room, and forget the recognition and the light and the gaze of others. So the brunch is, and
she got what, 3, 6? How many? Her project's got a couple of nominations this year.
A couple.
Yeah.
So she will be in the building.
Yes, she will.
She will be in the building.
She just be killing it. I'll be like, you are half of the shows my family watch, or actually probably 3/4.
I try to just hang on for dear life. So listen, here's what I wanted to do with you on the way out. Okay. Because you have to know all of these categories. So I'm not going to ask for regular predictions. That would be too easy.
Lord.
That's not me. So here's how we're going to do it. Here's the first one. Outstanding actress in a comedy series. Which one of these women would you want to do a buddy movie with?
Quinta Brunson. I already know. No, I'm sorry.
Look at you. That's fine. That means you know. That shows how well you know your. So over Ayo Edebiri, over Kerry Washington, Natasha Rothwell, who would have been my. That's who I saw. I could see a great project
With her.
You and Natasha Rothwell.
She used my song in her show. Which is great. Yeah, I still okay. Give me the other.
And Tashina Arnold, the OG.
It would still be Quinta. One, the height difference already adds comedy to it, and her style of comedy is very different than mine. Tashina would be my second, though. And I love Tashina Arnold. She's a powerhouse. But there's something about that Quinta.
Hey, she's from Philly. I'm not going to complain. Temple University, Philly's own. All right, here's the next one. Now we got outstanding actor in a comedy series. Which one does Marcus not mind you doing a love scene with?
Okay, give it to me. Let's see. I'm going to tell you now. Probably none. He'd be like, what's the check? Okay, go ahead.
Until you see it. I've been through the thing where you see your spouse, your partner, have to do a love scene.
He's just like, no.
I don't wish that on no man.
Right.
Cedric the Entertainer, Damon Wayans, David Allen Greer, Delroy Lindo, Mike Epps.
He'd be like, go and tell Ced that you going to play his wife. Whoever got the biggest belly is who he's going to say.
Whoever he finds least threatening to.
Yes, he'll be like, Cedric the Entertainer. That's the guy for you. There you go.
Have fun. All right. Last one. Motion picture. Outstanding motion picture. We got Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Bob Marley, One Love. Piano Lesson. 688. And Wicked. Which one instantly wins if you're in it?
Oh, Wicked. And I love all the other movies, but when you combine, see, musical theater, I'm a musical theater baby. So you put me in Shiz University and I'm getting to do choreography and make things float and stuff. I mean, Cynthia can still be Elphaba, but make me like the madam that turns evil at the end because she didn't trade it on everybody. Oh, yeah. What's her name? Stephanie Shu? Is that the name of the actress that played that character? Scoot on over. You got your Oscar nod and all that. Let me have that role, and I'm gonna have a good time. We gonna win.
So you are mentoring Elphaba.
Oh yes,
okay,
perfect. I could be like, girl, I love your micro braids, but you know what? When you become a witch, you need a sew in. You need to.
You would have made it so she wouldn't have had to sing, pop, all the things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, none of that. I'd be like, let me tell you the plan, girl. I'm going to just tell you what it really is. The Wiz, he ain't got no powers. And so me and you can run this together. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the one. All the rest are great. I just finished watching 688. That was made. All those are made. Piano Lesson. I'm a huge August Wilson fan. But I'm gonna make that Wicked. That's the one.
Add a little bit more seasoning to it, because that is the least seasoned of the 4 or 5.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I would help it. All the rest are fine without me. That one again. We about to make this into a gumbo real quick. Everybody's really gonna be doing all the choreography.
All right, so let's wrap up because this will be extensive. All the things, right? Because you're gonna help me because there's so many things that you got going on. Is this gonna cause an argument? That's you and Marcus. Here's the thing.
Correct.
That's you and Kevin. That's podcasts. We have on IG, That Chick Angel.
Yes, sir.
You can get your tanks. They tried it. What are the other staples that I'm missing? Because I just stuck with my favorite.
Listen, that is the main staple. I do a lot of storytelling. So if you like stories that either have a great life lesson or just funny to follow,
okay,
that's a staple.
So That Chick Angel. Do you have YouTube?
Of course.
That's
where I started.
Also, That Chick Angel. What else? Are we coming to you are a animated character?
Yes, on The Invincible Fight Girl. Is that what it's called? Yes, I am. I'm a voiceover actress on there. Hopefully I'll be touring this summer. I have an e-commerce business called Shop Mama Likes that is self-care for mothers of color.
Okay.
And then hopefully more music here soon.
Hold on, I gotta ask a follow-up because I just love comedy. You going solo or who you touring with?
If I do...
Or this is the one-woman show?
This is the one-woman show is what I'm referring to. Me and my husband might do another tour, our podcast tour, because that was a huge success 2 years ago. But I also plan on doing a short little one-woman show tour.
Love it.
Yes.
That Chick Angel. Thank you so much.
You,
this
Dr.
was
Carroll.
fun.
Thank you.
Like, I like doing these just because it's good to catch up with people. This was plus that. Like,
Thank you. Thank you.
bonus time. And so next time I see little, who's not so little, Marcus,
No, he's a tall one. Not as tall as your baby, but tall as
getting
heck.
there though.
He is, and I tell him you're still shorter than me.
Whereas my mother used to say, I can still get on the stool.
Absolutely.
Chop it right on down. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you.